So, good Buffy news, bad Buffy news, good Spike news, bad Spike news. Let us get to it. The great news for all people, and not just Buffy and Angel fans, we're getting an audiobook with the original cast. Yes, these are the actual original Buffy and technically Angel actors. There's not that many people from Angel, but still, this is pretty amazing. So we're going to get Clem, we're getting Anya, we're getting Giles, and we're getting the man himself, James Marsters, who's going to reprise Spike in an audiobook where the story takes place 20 years roughly, I guess, after the end of season 7 of Buffy. And I'm wondering where the canon status is with Spike now, because are we going with the Buffy ending or Angel ending? Whatever the case, and I will not do the spoilers here. I will get into minor spoilers later because that does matter. Because depending on what you saw, you'll be a little confused like, wait, Spike is alive? Yeah, we'll get into that. So the basic setup is Spike is going to go on a mission where he pretends to be bad to help XYZ. And apparently in the course of this mission, he has to babysit a new Slayer. And this is a new actress into the Buffyverse. I don't know her work too much, so I'm not going to speak on her. And apparently certain things happen, and he gets, I guess, pulled into an alternative universe where Drusilla is in charge. And Cordelia becomes the main Slayer. So I guess in that reality, Buffy is dead. Cordelia was given the Slayer power. Does that make any sense? Can that hold up? Yeah, I have question marks, especially given the Angel canon. But alright, as a piece of fiction, this is very interesting. So we're going to get Charisma, we're going to get James, we're going to get Tony. We're going to get a lot of the gang. But it is curious who's being left out. At least the people they've announced does not include Willow, and Sarah Michelle Gellar is notoriously not here. Now, I would assume Buffy will be killed off in this story. And for those who don't know, Sarah and Charisma had issues with one another. James and Sarah had issues with one another. Sarah and James now are in a good place. So whatever beef they've had, they've laid it to rest, and they get along just fine now. But yeah, this is an interesting collection of people you would expect, the people who seem absent. There's not a lot of the Angel cast, but I guess technically Cordelia is in both casts, so we have that. But yeah, not a lot of Angel people. That's interesting. So it is Buffy-centric, and they're getting big people and small people like Clem, so that's interesting. So all around, looks like a great story, but it may be a little confusing to people, so let me do now the minor spoilers. Well, at the end of Buffy, yes, he was killed off, but he was resurrected with Angel, so he continues with Angel. However, Angel is also controversial because, and this is the Joss Whedon canon, that to him, at the end of Angel, they all died too. Now, they did continue the story in comic books and other places, as far as I know. We have differing canons, so I guess this audiobook is working with the Buffyverse and technically the Angelverse, but not the Whedonverse. They're ignoring what Whedon has explicitly said that, yeah, Spike is dead at the end of Angel. Like the group just went out in a big group effort, sacrificing themselves. Make of that what you will. So it's a very interesting cleavage because even though Whedon doesn't control all of Buffy, he doesn't own, quote, the IP. For the most part, when you do read a Buffy novel or even a Buffy comic book, he has supervised it. So we're getting into new territory now where a lot of Buffy media will not be under his direct control, good or bad. And I'm not getting into the Whedon controversy too much, but I would have to note this because this is a part of the audiobook, that it's being written by Amber Benson. For those who don't know, she played Tara on Buffy, and she's made very clear that she considers Whedon toxic, sexist, misogynist, and it was a very traumatic experience on Buffy. But the problem is Amber has also done other Buffy media with Joss's help. That's right, Joss was supporting her making money from Buffy. And as far as I know, she's never directly clarified, well, what do you mean by toxic? What did Joss do? And we even have behind the scenes footage where Joss and her are very friendly. Like they're touching one another. They're dancing with one another. As a piece of media, for the fans, it looks great. But in terms of the wider controversies with Joss, this is a little confusing and seems a little skewed. But we're going to have to wait for more details about why certain people participated and why certain people did not. Like, where's Oz? Where's my man Oz? I don't know. But good news for the fans. But there is, I think, some, let's just say, ambiguity as to why this project is happening and how it's happening. But I'm definitely going to be curious about more details as they emerge.